Welcome to the online training module for the Emergency Action Plan at Peden Street.
What the hell?
Emergency preparedness drill.
Oh, no, come on.
You know how it works. Once a quarter, keep our readiness up. Now, rise and shine, sleepyhead. Half the town is probably dead.
I have to get a lock for my door.
I think you'll like the drill tonight. I've tried to make it fun. Each of these cards contains a detailed scenario of a possible apocalyptic event. Everything from wildfires to a surprise invasion by Canada. Pick a catastrophe, any catastrophe.
Sheldon, Canada is not going to invade California.
You really? You think those hippies in Washington and Oregon can stop them?
Fine.
Alrighty. An 8.2 magnitude earthquake devastates Pasadena, reducing mighty edifices to dust, engulfing the city in flames. The streets flow with blood and echo with the cries of the wounded. Oh, excellent choice. Now, put on your hard hat and safety vest.
Oh, fun. I get to spend another night in front of our apartment dressed like one of the village people.
You make that joke every 3 months. I still don't get it. Leonard, wait. What are you doing?
I don't know. What am I doing?
Look around you. There's hypothetical broken glass everywhere. Really? You're going to face Armageddon without your orthotics? Your choice. Uh-oh, hypothetical aftershock. And that's why we wear hard hats.
By the conclusion of this training, you should be familiar with the terminology used in the action plan, the location of safe zones, and the procedures for a variety of emergency situations. Let's review the basic terminology. All clear is the notification to staff that it's okay to re-enter the building or leave an internal safe zone. Command is that person who is designated to communicate with emergency responders on scene. Evacuation is the act of staff and visitors moving to a safe zone. There are two types of evacuation, external and internal. External requires leaving the building. Internal is moving away from normal work areas to an inside designated safe area. Head count is physically identifying or locating all staff and visitors at the safe zone. Lockdown is an action of securing in place by locking doors, turning out lights, barricading doors, hiding from visibility, and remaining quiet. Notification is any device or measure to alert staff and visitors of an emergency situation. Safe zones are predetermined locations either inside or outside the facility where staff and visitors report in an emergency. There are two types of safe zones. The external safe zone is a designated meeting area outside the building. The internal safe zone is an area inside the facility that is away from windows and exterior walls. For Peden Street, our external safe zone is across Covington Street at the Administration and Tax Office. Our internal safe zones are the restrooms, the hallway between rooms 108, 109, 126, 127, room 133, and the hallway near room 135. Look for signage that indicates internal safe zone. Now let's review the lockdown procedure. This action is typically taken during an active shooter incident. Unless you can quickly and safely exit the building, you should follow these steps. Move immediately to the nearest room, lock and barricade the door if possible, turn off the lights, cover windows or close blinds or take cover out of sight, silence cell phones, keep calm and quiet, stay until law enforcement evacuates the location. Please use the surrender posture when approaching law enforcement. They need to be able to see your hands. Calling 911 is key in an emergency situation since that initiates the appropriate first response. Anyone can place the call to 911 regarding the emergency. Provided it is safe for you to do so, remain on the line to answer questions from the telecommunicator. Notification to staff and visitors in the building may be in many forms, such as voice, phone, radio, or air horns. Air horns and pull stations are designated for external evacuation notification only. Notification of an event may be initiated from any place in the building and by any employee. Here's a snapshot of our evacuation plan. The red arrow lines indicate the exit route from the building. The green areas indicate designated internal safe zones. The red squares are the location of fire extinguishers, and the blue circles are the location of the air horns, which are actually inside the fire extinguisher case. Please take a moment to identify your work area and the quickest route to exit the building and the nearest space for an internal evacuation. Now let's review the procedures for different emergency situations. Bomb threat. We all have the ability to receive an outside call, so we all need to understand how to respond to a potential bomb threat. First step is to remain calm and keep the person on the line by asking questions. Who is this? Where is the bomb located? Or, I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Will you please repeat that? While you listen to the voice, also listen to other sounds, such as noises in the background. Observe the display on your phone to ID the caller or phone number. After taking the call, immediately report to authority in your building. If it is determined to evacuate, initiate a call to 911 and notify employees to exit the building. Remind all to cease electronic communications. Meet up in the external safe zone. Fire. Initiate 911 immediately as long as it is safe for you to do so. Use the air horn or pull station to notify employees and customers. The pull station is located behind the permit area. If you are not close to the area, just use the air horn. Immediately evacuate at the nearest safest exit and meet at the external safe zone. As you exit, call out, knock on doors, and make sure everyone is leaving. Now let's watch a video on possible responses to an active shooter situation. Please remember, if you can't safely exit the building, immediately begin lockdown procedures.
It may feel like just another day at the office, but occasionally, life feels more like an action movie than reality. The authorities are working hard to protect you and to protect our public spaces. But sometimes bad people do bad things. Their motivations are different. The warning signs may vary, but the devastating effects are the same. And unfortunately, you need to be prepared for the worst. If you were ever to find yourself in the middle of an active shooter event, your survival may depend on whether or not you have a plan. The plan doesn't have to be complicated. There are 3 things you could do that make a difference. Run, hide, fight. First and foremost, if you can get out, do. Always try and escape or evacuate, even when others insist on staying. Encourage others to leave with you, but don't let them slow you down with indecision. Remember what's important, you, not your stuff. Leave your belongings behind and try to find a way to get out safely. Trying to get yourself out of harm's way needs to be your #1 priority. Once you are out of the line of fire, try to prevent others from walking into the danger zone and call 911. If you can't get out safely, you need to find a place to hide. Act quickly and quietly. Try to secure your hiding place the best you can. Turn out lights, and if possible, remember to lock doors. Silence your ringer and vibration mode on your cell phone. And if you can't find a safe room or closet, try to conceal yourself behind large objects that may protect you. Do your best to remain quiet and calm. As a last resort, if your life is at risk, whether you are alone or working together as a group, fight. Act with aggression. Improvise weapons. Disarm him. And commit to taking the shooter down, no matter what. Try to be aware of your environment. Always have an exit plan. Know that in an incident like this, victims are generally chosen randomly. The event is unpredictable and may evolve quickly. The first responders on the scene are not there to evacuate or tend to the injured. They are well trained and are there to stop the shooter. Your actions can make a difference for your safety and survival. Be aware and be prepared. And if you find yourself facing an active shooter, there are 3 key things you need to remember to survive. Run, hide, fight.
Tornadoes and severe weather. In the event of tornadoes and severe weather, we are all usually receiving information on the radio or our phones. If you have not set up your profile in Everbridge, please take time to do so. This is the county's emergency notification system. This will ensure you are getting weather alerts. If this situation occurs where we may possibly have a tornado, all employees are encouraged to move to the internal safe zone immediately. Close doors on the way and sweep the area to ensure other employees and customers are moving to safe areas. If the event occurs before we can evacuate, seek immediate shelter under desks or tables. Remain in these areas until command lets everyone know it's safe to come out. Medical emergencies. In a medical emergency, remain calm and take quick action. Initiate the 911 call and stay on the line to answer questions. If others are nearby, call on them to help. Have someone monitor the person's condition so if it changes, you can notify the telecommunicator. Have someone stationed outside to motion to EMS and direct them to the person. Ask people to stay back and keep the area around the individual clear. In an emergency, it's very important to keep track of employees and customers. In an evacuation, regardless of the exit you take, always go to the designated external safe zone. For internal safe zones, stay in place until everyone is accounted. With many employees in and out of the building throughout the day, it's important that someone knows you are out. Establish a buddy system with another employee so someone knows you are out of the building and not left behind. We have to report to emergency responders if people are still in the building. Thanks for your participation in our online Emergency Action Plan training. If you have any questions, please contact Risk Management. Make a safe day.